Hello everyone, and this is my review for Monday Night Raw on February 22nd, 2016. And, this Monday Night Raw, the best way I can describe it, is very interesting. Very interesting in certain pathways they decided to go. So we'll go ahead and we'll start off. I won't start off necessarily the most obvious one, but I'll start off with something that they did start the show off with. That night. Obviously, looking at the Royal Rumble and how they were going with everything, and also in some of the promos, you're feeling like they were going Brock Lesnar, Bray Wyatt down the road here. But they switched it up again. Obviously, with the way that the triple threat match ended the night before, they decided to go a route with Dean Ambrose getting attacked before the show by Brock Lesnar. They made a video of it where you have them coming in and everything. It came off pretty good. It came off pretty good in the end, and then of course it showed like Dean Ambrose getting sent off to the ambulance and everything like that. So you had Brock eventually come out. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out, and Paul, of course, started cutting his promo and everything. And by the way, by the time that they had shown this in the first hour, I think they showed the video like 3 times. They like kind of overkilled it showing the video, at least in my own personal opinion. Only real knock I had on it. Also, the only other knock I have on it is like, okay, now we just got to completely forget everything the Wyatts did to Brock Lesnar at the Rumble. And everything like that. So just throw that over here. That never happened moment. It never happened moment. To go ahead and have this match with Dean Ambrose, which, to be honest with you, could be far more interesting. I kind of like the aspect of having Dean come back and everything, and they're still playing off of this, he pretty much gets beaten down by Brock the entire time, but he keeps getting back up type of feel. So, of course, Dean Ambrose takes an F5, still is getting up and everything or he doesn't take the F5, but Brock actually walks off because Dean Ambrose was trying to stumble to the ring and everything. So Brock was like, I have nothing to do with this, or I'm going to have nothing to do with you now. I'm just going to walk away, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually, few insults from Dean, and eventually challenging Brock Lesnar to a match, a no-holds-bar match at WrestleMania. Not a bad way of going. Again, the Wyatt thing, it was over here. Now you take it, and it's gone. It never happened moment. From them, which of course led Brock to put one more F5 towards Dean Ambrose, and that was pretty much what they had for that there. I liked what they did in this sense. It kind of sucks for the Wyatts in this case because it looked like they were building towards that and building towards something big with Bray. Now you don't know where they're going with them. Not to mention they did a rematch with the 6-man tag from the night before where they had Ryback actually walk out, allowing the Wyatts to win in there. And Ryback, and this wasn't even like with provocation or anything like that from Ryback. He just gets up and goes. It wasn't like one of them accidentally hit him or anything. He's just like gone. And at least they did a promo on Raw kind of explaining that. It was like Ryback was like, nothing personal against those 2 guys. I don't hate either one. He was just sick and tired of being in tag teams. Sick and tired of being in tag teams. I want to be on my own, focusing on me. Heelish / I've got to be on my own type of moment. Nothing like in the terms of being a heel, he turned on 2 baby faces with Kane and Big Show, though those 2 turn more than anybody else in the company as well. So, I mean, we'll see where they go with that and how they actually work with those guys, or is it just going to be kind of a way to have Ryback just be a singles competitor or something like that? Well, I mean, obviously it's going to be a way to have Ryback be a singles competitor, but is he going to be a heel or is he going to be a face or anything like that? Most likely a heel in this case because he walks out into baby faces. That's what the general consensus would be, but you never really know in this case. So we'll see where they go with that sector of everything. The Sasha Banks Naomi match, actually pretty good match. again from them. And continuing on with the storyline is like that you have this little budding alliance between Becky and Sasha, where both of them were kind of watching each other's back on the double teams and everything. Becky again coming out there, and after Tamina was causing distractions throughout the match, coming out there to help out Sasha, and they led it into what you're pretty much thinking where the WrestleMania side for the Divas title was going to be. You had Charlotte come out after the match, you had with Becky and Sasha sitting in the ring, and basically saying, it's like, hey, you two are going to be fighting against each other for the #1 contendership. And it's like, okay, that's where you figured that was going to kind of go. I like the aspect that she tries to throw the tension between the two of them, though. I mean, in the terms of alliance, they says, like, we're not friends, we're just kind of helping each other at the moment. So you knew that alliance wasn't going to stick around in any way. We'll see how they decide to play off that feud, because, you know, they have Sasha as a face, Becky as a face, so two faces going against each other sometime in the very near future to become #1 contender. Could sleep it. They could make it as a sneak it in there as a triple threat match as well. That's where I kind of thought they were going with it, but you never know. It could just be a one-on-one match. I mean, Sasha versus Charlotte would be a really good match there, but I also would not be, by any stretch of the imagination, complaining about a triple threat between all three of them in there, because those three are very good workers in the ring. I feel like they, if given the time, could put on a really good match at WrestleMania. So we'll see where they decide to go with that sector. Now, actually, I'm going to talk about what basically happened at the beginning of the show. I'm going to talk about that last. Next thing I'm going to go into actually is the Usos. The Usos come out, they basically destroy the Ascension, and they get met by the Dudleys as well. So you have basically a beginning of a feud between the two of them that started weeks ago when the Dudleys turned on the Usos, put them through a table and everything like that. And I like the declaration that the Dudleys made before. It's like, we're never using tables again, so we're going to see how everything rolls with that. It will be hilarious if they completely do a full-on role reversal of not only do they not use tables, they don't use weapons at all. The things that kind of made them famous and everything and people cheered for with the Dudleys, it'd be even crazier if they went ahead and went the full route and never used weapons again. Just one matches cleanly. It would, or with other potential cheating type tactics versus using weapons of any kind. So that would be an interesting way of going. The New Day going up against Sin Cara, Kalisto, or Sin Cara and Kalisto, Lucha Dragons, and Neville. Really good 6-man tag. It'll be interesting to see how they're going to play off of that. I like the aspect of Kofi. I think they can play off of something with I won't say potential frustration, but something with the aspect of them playing off of the mask. Where Kofi kind of almost pulled off Sin Cara's mask in there. I thought that was a nice little touch to end the match. The 450 splash and, well, basically both 450 splashes on the outside of the ring were really amazing, and nice little spots from Neville and Kalisto. Like I said, I thought the match was really good and it came off well. It'll be interesting to see where they're going with the New Day. They definitely need some kind of tag team title match on the show, on WrestleMania, and even if it's like a multi-team tag team match right now, those with the year that those guys have had in general, they deserve to have something on that show. They've done really well with the gimmick and everything and getting it over, and I thought they did a really good, and they continue to do a really good job of being being entertaining, but being heels that go along with it. So we'll see where they go with everything with the New Day. I feel like they're going to have some kind of tag team match. It's just depending on where they're going to go with it here in the near future. So this leads me to what ended the show of the night. You had a couple vignettes backstage with Roman Reigns, basically setting up that, you know, he was trying to figure out what was going on with Dean Ambrose, and then Dean Ambrose comes back, gets beaten down again, and and you had Roman's like, he looked like he was about to try to leave, but Stephanie says, no, you're not going anywhere because you got to face Sheamus. So Sheamus, after their bit with New Day and Edge and Christian from the night before, it was like, and we're back to just being heels, even though we were kind of bullied the night before. So they go up against Roman. And overall, again, you know, Sheamus and Roman Reigns had really good matches in the past, and again, they had another really good match here. I thought it was a fun and entertaining style match from the two of them. Like the way that I kind of do like the way that it ended with Triple H coming out, and basically it's like, you know, he's in full-on fight gear now instead of. Well, basically he's back out in the t-shirt, the jeans, the big old leather jacket, and everything like that. So it's an aspect of what I think they need to remain consistent with this towards WrestleMania. The aspect is that Triple H came out there to show Roman Reigns who he was, and basically beat down, like, they had a little bit of back and forth, but then it became pretty much a beat down of Roman Reigns, like to the point that, you know, it looked like he broke Roman Reigns' nose, everything like that, pedigrees him on the stairs, basically brutalized Roman to show Roman what he's going up against going into WrestleMania. So we'll see where they definitely go with all of that in this case here. To probably sell it off a little bit more, you would almost think that maybe they should have Roman sit out a few weeks in this case, just to kind of sell the factor of that beatdown that he took. But also, they need to remain consistent with Triple H. To be honest with you, if they're going to go that route right off the bat, I think they should try to remain consistent. No, this is kind of just opinionated. They can go, I mean, whatever they do come up with, it might be good, even if they decide to have him go back out there in the suit and tie and be the COO for a week or two during that time. But I feel like they should keep him in WWE Champion mode and keep him away from being COO mode, because you have Stephanie there who can be the authority figure and everything like that going into WrestleMania, while you have Triple H over here with Roman Reigns. So this leads me to the beginning of the night, which they started out the night with the whole Vincent J. McMahon award. And it was what I thought it was going to be. It was going to be just leading into some kind of gimmick into the match. It was not. It ended out, like, the award itself didn't end up actually being an award, because you have Vince come out there and he awards it to Stephanie and everything in that sense. And it, you know, as soon as you heard that and everything, like, the boos were going absolutely insane. Now, granted, if they were doing this as an actual award thing, that would have really kind of sucked if that would have been that route. But luckily they were going more gimmick route in this case and leading into a WrestleMania match, which, you know, I'll go off and say a little bit later on how I fully feel. But the aspect and the reaction to Shane McMahon's return was absolutely priceless. I liked the promo that they set up throughout the entire thing, talking about, you know, Shane has something over Vince, talking to Stephanie about the, you know, the over amount of injuries and everything like that, how he's saying Triple H and Stephanie are running the company into the ground, like you have declining ratings, like big amount of injuries at this time and everything like that. I like those little touches that they put in there. I thought it was a very good promo, and the promo between Vince and Shane was really, really good. The only question mark I have on this, and I'm not saying it because I think it could be interesting, but are they really going to go the route that Shane McMahon fights the Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell? I think you know, obviously making it inside Hell in a Cell kind of helps both people out in this case, but are they really, like, because the aspect that they put control of the company over in this case, and you figure this is an area of, like, it's kind of interesting doing it, because it's like, one, do you really want to put Shane McMahon over the Undertaker And two, a lot of people have been clamoring to have the authority, or Triple H and Stephanie, at least in the terms of an on-air authority figure, kind of be gone. So you have Shane McMahon versus, like at the moment, they have Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell. Shane wins, he gets control of the company, or control of Monday Night Raw. And if Undertaker wins, whatever Shane has over Vince is going to be Vince's at that point. So again, I'm gonna let this one go for a little bit and hold full-on judgment here, because like it seems, I won't say it seems like a waste of Undertaker at WrestleMania, though it could be very interesting to see where they go with it. Could it be where, you know, maybe they can do something down the road here with Undertaker coming out and everything in that sense, even, or would they put a surrogate in there of some kind that it's not actually Shane fighting someone else fighting Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell? Who knows where they're going to go with this? I'm going to wait for full-on judgment and see where they go with it over the next couple weeks. Obviously, good to see Shane McMahon back. It didn't seem like he missed a beat in the terms of on the microphone and everything. So, again, we'll see where everything goes here. Overall, I actually like this Raw. This Raw, I thought, came off a lot better than Fastlane did, at least the last hour of Fastlane last night. But, again, we're going to see where they're going with everything going into WrestleMania here. There's little questions in there, especially the whole Shane Undertaker thing. But we're going to wait and see in this case. We're going to wait and see before formulating a full-on opinion going into that match at WrestleMania. So we'll see where they go with things like that. They have a few other interesting things leading into the potential show. Obviously, they made... obviously, you have the Triple H and Roman Reigns match made. You have Dean Ambrose going up against Brock Lesnar down in a no-holds-barred match. And as of right now, it's Shane McMahon and The Undertaker going inside Hell in a Cell. So we'll see where they're going with everything. They're obviously making matches really quick, and they're going for the big ones really quick as well. So that's a good way of going. I'm glad they're getting those big matches fully said right off the bat. Give them that full time going into the actual WrestleMania pay-per-view. Also, before I completely forget about it, the Chris Jericho AJ Styles teaming against the Social Outcasts. It started off with a promo between like a kind of respectful promo between Jericho and Styles and everything, leading to them teaming up against the Social Outcasts in this case. Okay, match in there. I'm thinking maybe slow burn. If that's what they're going for, or they're just going to have the AJ Styles Chris Jericho team up for a little while. I don't know where they're going with everything. I'm thinking they're doing some kind of slow burn to a Jericho heel turn of some kind. That's my own personal opinion on that. We'll see where they go with everything on that as well. So like I said, overall, this Raw is very interesting and has good aspects going towards WrestleMania here, and we'll see if they can continue on with that momentum down the road. So we'll see how everything goes. Obviously, they've still got like 5 more Raws before WrestleMania actually happens. So we'll see how everything goes with that. I did enjoy this Raw. I'm hoping to enjoy more of the Raws going into WrestleMania. I thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.